الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. We started a new chapter yesterday about باب ما يحذر من زهرة الدنيا والتنافس فيها. The warning regarding worldly pleasures, amusements, and competing against each other for the enjoyment thereof. And the second hadith in this chapter عن عقبة بن عامر أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج يوما فصلى على أهل أحد صلاته على الميت ثم انصرف إلى المنبر فقال: إني فرط لكم وأنا شهيد عليكم، وإني والله لأنظر إلى حوضي الآن، وإني قد أعطيت مفاتيح خزائن الأرض أو مفاتيح الأرض، وإني والله ما أخاف عليكم أن تشركوا بعدي، ولكني أخاف عليكم أن تنافسوا فيها. Uqbah ibn Amir, the Prophet ﷺ narrated Uqbah ibn Amir, the Prophet ﷺ went out and offered the funeral salah prayer for the martyr of the battle of Uhud, and then ascended the pulpit and said, I'm your predecessor and am witness against you. By Allah, I'm now looking at my Hawd al-Kawthar, which is the pool, and I have been given the keys of the treasures of the earth. Or he said, the keys of the earth. By Allah, I'm not afraid that after me you will worship others beside Allah, but I'm afraid that you will start competing for this world. The second hadith عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن أكثر ما أخاف عليكم ما يخرج الله لكم من بركات الأرض. قيل: وما بركات الأرض؟ قال: زهرة الدنيا. فقال رجل: هل يأتي الخير بالشر؟ فصمت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حتى ظننت أنه ينزل عليه، ثم جعل يمسح عن جبينه فقال: أين السائل؟ قال: أنا. قال أبو سعيد: لقد حمدناه حين طلع لذلك. قال: لا يأتي الخير إلا بالخير، إن هذا المال خضرة حلوة، وإن كل ما أنبت الربيع يقتل حبطا أو يلم إلا آكلة الخضرة، أكلت حتى إذا امتدت خاصرتاها استقبلت الشمس اشترت وتلطت وبالت، ثم عادت فأكلت، وإن هذا المال حلوة، من أخذه بحقه ووضعه في حقه فنعم المعونته، ومن أخذه بغير حقه كان كالذي يأكل ولا يشبع. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the thing I'm afraid of most for your sake is the worldly blessing which Allah will bring forth to you. It was said, what are the blessings of this world? The Prophet ﷺ said, the pleasure of the world. A man said, can the good bring forth evil? The Prophet ﷺ kept quiet for a while till we thought that he was being inspired divinely. Then he started removing the sweat from his forehead and said, where is the questioner? That man said, I am present. Abu Sa'id added, we thanked the man when the result of his question was such. The Prophet ﷺ said, good never brings forth but good. This wealth of the world is like green and sweet fruit, and all the vegetation which grows on the bank of a stream either kills or nearly kills the animal that eats too much of it, except the animal that eats the khadira, a kind of vegetation. Such an animal eats till its stomach is full, and then it faces the sun and starts ruminating, and then it passes out dung and urine and goes to eat again. This worldly wealth is like sweet fruit, and if a person earns it in a legal way and spend it properly, then it's an excellent helper. And whoever earns it in a legal way, he will be like the one who eats but never satisfied. In the first hadith, it mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ went out one day before he died to send prayer, to make dua to the people of Uhud. In this hadith, the translation meant like he offered funeral prayer upon them, which the scholar said like that was not the case, because he salla alayhim, that means he made dua for them. And the battle of Uhud happened in the 3rd year of the Hijrah, and the Sahaba lost 70 of them. 70 of them died as a shaheed in that battle. And we know the condition of the battle. You do not wash them, and you do not offer prayer upon them. You bury them in their clothes and do not offer the prayer upon them. That's the common opinion. So when the Prophet ﷺ went to them, and that was before his death, that was after 8 years, he went out to make dua for them. And you know, those who visited Medina, they know where Jabal Uhud, the mountain of Uhud, which is maybe like a couple of miles from the Masjid al-Nabawi. And he went there to offer prayer, to make dua for them. Some of them, they said he offered funeral prayer for them, and that was the case for the Prophet ﷺ. So I'm not going to go through the fatwa and what other opinion, to keep it like short. So he offered prayer upon them, he made dua to them. Then he said something to his companion, that he will be the first one to reach the Hawd, which is Hawd al-Kawthar, the river or the lake, the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. And he will be witness for this ummah. وَجَعَلْنَا رَسُولَ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. So he will be witness against this ummah. So if you did good, what you believed in, whatever the Prophet ﷺ came with, and whatever he received from Allah Azza wa Jalla, that would be good for you. Otherwise, do not blame anyone but yourself. And he said, I was given the treasure of them. And we know how the Prophet ﷺ spent his life. He was not seeking, he never saw this worldly benefit. And he said, I'm not afraid upon you to commit shirk. And that was for his companion. So that was not his like worried to see this ummah commit shirk. However, some of this ummah, as mentioned by other hadith, at the end of the time, they will worship idols. Like they will go back to worship the idols, to worship the graves, to make dua, to make dua to others than Allah Azza wa Jalla. We see this like whenever it happens, especially these days. If you watch the videos, how people go to the grave and ask them to go to this man, like they say wali and that wali, like to ask them to make dua for them. That's shirk. It's permissible to ask someone to make dua for you, but do not go to someone's grave and say, oh, can you ask Allah? He's dead. Nothing would he needs something to benefit him. So that's the point here. So he said, I'm not worried about you, like I'm not afraid upon you to commit shirk. Because he like was assured that his companion will stay by the will of Allah Azza wa Jalla on the straight path. But his words that they will conquer, and they will start spreading out, and they will conquer other cities, and their wealth will increase. That was the worry of the Prophet ﷺ. At that time, they will compete each other for that wealth. And in another hadith, in the second hadith, he gave the example for that, for the kind of wealth that he's worried about. Giving this dunya, some of us, they think that if they are wealthy, that means Allah Azza wa Jalla is pleased with them. In the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُعْتِي الدُّنْيَا لِمَنْ أَحَبْ وَمَنْ لَا يُحِبْ. That Allah Azza wa Jalla would give this dunya to those whom He loves and those whom He does not love. It's for everyone. Allah Azza wa Jalla would make it. وَلَكِنْ لَا يُعْتِي الدِّينَ إِلَّا لِمَنْ أَحَبْ. And this deen will not be given except to those whom loved by Allah Azza wa Jalla. If Allah Azza wa Jalla is pleased with you, He will give you deen. And once you have the deen, that means you have fear of Allah Azza wa Jalla. But if you don't have that fear of Allah Azza wa Jalla and given the wealth, you will start acting arrogantly. You will not give it its right. Abdullah ibn Salam radiyallahu anhu, he was a wealthy man, and he had many slaves that he didn't have to do anything. He would command one of them to do the job for him. So one day they saw him like carrying his stuff on his shoulder. They said, man, you have many of your slaves, they can't help you, they can't carry it for you. He said, لا يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال ذرة من كبر. The one who has like small atom of kibr, arrogance in his heart, will not enter Jannah. Look at our case nowadays. If we have a wealth, nice car, I don't want to hang out with those people because they are not at my status. They are like, I want to hang out only with those who are my status, same educational level, same like what's called like same job, same like titles, everything. What about those at the masjid? No, I don't want because man, like, it's mixed like people like. So I don't want to be around those who are poor or like those not like my type. It happened a lot. It happened to most of us. Like, I'm a doctor, I want to be with doctor. I'm engineering, I want to be with the engineering, and those who are higher than me, I don't want to hang out with anyone less than me. And that's a sign of arrogance brought to our heart. And when we talk about arrogance, all of us, all what comes in our mind, oh, I know someone who's arrogant. I know someone, think of yourself first. Don't think of anyone else. Just start by thinking about what you are doing. Look at your action, consider them, then scale yourself. Are you arrogant or not? Are you satisfied with the revelation of Allah? Are you content with whatever you have nowadays or not? If you are not content or like you are not satisfied with what Allah Azza wa Jal blessed upon you, then check on your heart. So that's one of the things, that's the worry of the Prophet ﷺ. And second hadith is, it's hard also for those who have who speaks Arabic to understand the word of the second hadith. If you don't go the meaning word by word, it's going to be hard for you. So the translation and the Prophet ﷺ give like the best example of the type of word when he was like with like is there like with the good followed by evil, like that means it's impossible. He was asked by one of the companions about that. So is there like when he said like the good bring forth, can the good bring forth evil? Then the Prophet ﷺ stayed quiet. And then like the Sahaba knew that he's receiving the revelation now. وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. He's receiving the command from Allah Azza wa Jal. So some of us, they think when we ask an imam or someone, they should give us the answer right away. That was the Prophet ﷺ. He stayed quiet, he received the revelation from Allah Azza wa Jal, and then he answered by giving an example to make it easy for them. And the example for them, he gave like example of an animal like raised in a green farm, like greener, or like, and they eat, and the animal type of animal, he said, the whatever they eat, it's halal. Whatever they are given, it's halal. But the difference between the one who's eating too much and the one who's modest in eating, like that's how, like it's the same with the one who's gaining his money. If those who eat too much, they will be tired, they will die from eating over much. And those who are content by having small amount, that would make them full, and that would make them full of energy, and they are able to move. They are to move like to run their day. That's the example of the wealth. If you have a lot of wealth and you don't use it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, you don't spend it in the ways that Allah Azza wa Jal commanded us to spend it, you are like the one who's eating too much and dead, cannot move, can't do anything. While the one who having the wealth and eat like the animal, eat modestly, that means you spend it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you do what Allah Azza wa Jal commanded you to do with that wealth, then you are light, you can move, you can do the act of worship, and it would be easy, and Allah Azza wa Jal is pleased with you. That's the example that the Prophet ﷺ gave here in the hadith. So that's the competition that we have in this life. We compete each other for this worldly pleasure. I want to be like so and so. I want to gain a lot of wealth. I want to have that nice car. I want to have a nice house. I'm tired of renting an apartment. I need to buy a house, get mortgage, put yourself under the stress of the mortgage, under the haram, under the riba, and all those things. And then like you start complaining again and again because Allah Azza wa Jal is displeased with you. No matter how easy the haram, but just think of one thing. Would that please Allah Azza wa Jal? Or if it's not going to please Allah Azza wa Jal, stay away from it. Even if you are going to pay a lot renting an apartment, it's better for you to buy a house from a bank. It's better for you because that would bring the anger of Allah Azza wa Jal upon you. So that's the example. If you use it, don't compare yourself to anyone regarding this worldly life. Compare yourself to those who higher than you in the matter of Iman. Look at them. What made them reach to that level so it's easy for them to come and pray in the masjid. It's easy for them to spend for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. It's easy for them to observe fasting Monday and Thursday. It's easy for them to read Quran. Compare yourself to those ones and ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make you like reach to their level and to be like among the righteous people. You don't ask Allah Azza wa Jal, oh Allah, make me better than. That's not the case. Just ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make you among the righteous people and to follow the step of the righteous people. That's what you should ask Allah Azza wa Jal. You will have the wealth by the will of Allah Azza wa Jal. And all what you need to spend it for the sake of Allah. And I would conclude with this. You know, one of the great scholars called the Layth ibn Sa'd. Imam Shafi'i said about the Layth ibn Sa'd, Al-Laythu a'lamu min Malik. That the Layth is like, in matter of knowledge, is greater than Malik. Both were in the same time. Layth was in Egypt and Malik was in Medina. However, the knowledge of Layth was not collected and his student didn't write it down the way that student of Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa and other wrote the knowledge at the same time. So Layth was a wealthy man. But he never paid zakah. He never paid zakah. And the reason for that, he would not make his wealth reach the threshold. Whatever he gets, he will spend it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Whatever he gains, he will spend it right away in the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. So when it's time for zakah, he does not have the money to give zakah. So whatever he gets, he will spend it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. From his farm, from his business, from his trade, whatever he gets, he will spend it right away in the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. That, you see, that Allah Azza wa Jal blessed him with knowledge and blessed him with wealth. And he used that wealth to please Allah Azza wa Jal, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make us among those who will follow the step of the righteous people and to enrich us from his bounty. Subhanakallahumma wa hamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.